Welcome to the Box Truck Hustle podcast, where we highlight real stories and real strategies from people moving freight every day. I'm your host, Telly Arnold with TLA Group and the creator of Straight Connect. And I have my co host, my business partner, Sharif, who will introduce himself.
Hello, you guys. I'm Sharif Brooks, the the other half of TLA Group. I have 25 years experience over the road training, dry van, flatbed, and box truck now.
And our special guest who's joining us today is Joe with Charles Family Moving out of New York. Would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you?
Yes, thank you. My name is Joe from Charles Family Moving. I've been doing moving for about 10 years now, but this company I've been doing about 4 years. So, it's kind of new, the company. We
So,
having fun with it.
okay. So you've been moving for 4 years, or you been like with a box truck or anything like that, or like it's strictly moving?
Um, I've been doing, well, I started labor only. So I started without the truck, just providing labor for the customers.
Okay,
And right now we're operating out of rentals. So I don't own a truck right now. I plan to own in the near future, but we operating out of rentals right now.
gotcha. Last week on our show with T5 Transport, they talked about renting your truck should be the way to go. And
Hmm.
I did not thoroughly agree with that because the cost of renting a truck is like very expensive.
Yes, definitely. I feel like renting has its pros and its cons. It's definitely expensive, but for me, like maintenance issues or anything like that, I never had to worry about. And trust me, those trucks break down all the time. I call them, another truck pull up, I put my cargo in that one, I leave them with the with the broken
Hmm.
trucks. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it has its pros and its cons,
Yeah.
you know.
So tell us a little bit, like, how did you get started? Like, how did you start your business? You said you started 4 years ago, correct?
Yes, but I was moving for a while. I started a moving company 10 years ago, you know, but with a partner. And, sometimes, you know, when you just pick your friends to be a partner, there's really no strategic reason why we decided to be partners and it didn't work out, you know.
Mm.
So then I took a break, you know. So I took a break from moving for a while and then like after my other business venture, I was doing very good in it also, but the money wasn't coming the way I wanted. I'm like, man, I gotta go back to moving because that's the money's good, So
Yeah. Yeah. I and do you have a team of people, or how many's on
yeah,
your team?
yeah. I got about 15 people that I use right now. They're like independent contractors. I got them kind of strategically placed out. Got my Brooklyn people to do my Long Island jobs. So it's like it's close for everybody. Nobody's going too far.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So I guess you got to stay.
So go ahead.
I guess you got to stay real close with them, and your people skills got to be on point because you're doing a job that everybody's not motivated to do every day. You know what I'm saying? Moving that furniture.
Yeah.
How you keep the young guys, make sure they showing up every day.
Well, like I said, the money's definitely good. So of course, paying them good, paying them 25, $30 an hour. That's a start. The
Gotcha.
tips is good. The tips is good. But you get a lot of turn. A lot of people don't do it that long. A lot of
Exactly.
people do
Exactly.
quit. Yeah, I'm always bringing new people on, new people on. I
Gotcha.
probably got like one person from when I started,
Mm,
you know? Yeah.
turnover.
So it's,
It's
it's
a
hard
high
to keep people.
turnover. Yeah,
High
yeah, yeah.
turnover. Yeah.
High turnover. Yeah. We noticed that in this industry as well too. It's like you don't have the consistent people um when you're looking for drivers, and then they have to represent your business as well too. So you
Yes.
Mm,
got to be picky.
You gotta
Yeah.
be picky. Then you have to make the hard decision of letting some people go because like like you said, they have to represent the business right. So when you see
Hmm.
certain things, it's like, oh, I can't call him again, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
So what was some of your biggest challenges starting out? I know you said you started with a business partner and then you realized that didn't work. So what are some of the other challenges that somebody can learn from you?
yeah. The challenge is really is, I guess, you dealing with multiple people, so you got to manage the crews, of course, but then you dealing with the customers, right? So every customer is different. It could be the same job, but you put five different customers, it's going to be five different experience, you know. So it's I think the biggest challenges is really knowing how to talk to people and manage people and delegate and because moving is definitely stressful. Like the customer is stressed.
Hmm.
From the day you pull up, they have it's not their best day. And
Hmm.
I know some crew members get antsy and stressed because of the customer. So it becomes a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so I just try to always be positive and try to be a role model. Sometimes I'm in a situation where I'm extremely frustrated, but I'm like, I can't even show it to my guys because because I need them to, be a certain way. So if I show it to them, you know,
Yeah.
they might think it's okay to be like have attitude. So I just try to keep it professional all the time.
So one question, like I know you said you're renting a truck and you're still very hands on with the moving, correct?
Yes, I'm still on the truck.
So are you looking to scale to a second truck and having maybe a team leader and then you have two trucks operational, or you're not ready to scale, or is that part of your business plan?
Yes, I'm definitely ready to scale. It's really right now is acquiring the leads, and keeping the schedule full. So
Hmm.
out of all the home service businesses, I think moving is kind of the hardest because, like if you move somebody into a house, they probably don't need you for another 6, 7 years, you know?
Hmm.
So I mean the apartment moves, they call you every year, the smaller moves, but the big moves that everybody wants, you move somebody into the $1 million house, you're not getting a call again. So
Yeah.
it's it's really just the leads part, It's keeping the customers. You're always looking for new customers. You're always hunting.
And so looking for new customers, how are you doing that? Like how do you get your leads?
I'm doing a few things. I'm buying leads. You got the Angie's list, the
Okay.
thumbtacks. So we paying for leads. I'm doing ads. We running a few ads. And I have a few partnerships. Like I do something called U-Haul Moving Help.
Okay.
It's labor only, and it's through U-Haul. But that itself just um it's just a it's a big website, so it's just like free advertisement just being on their website.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so there's a
Gotcha.
few different things.
So have you looked into government contracting or anything like that, like where you can scale to like do government moves or
I haven't just because it's the whole bidding process. Is like anytime I hear bidding, I feel it's like it's we going to chase to the bottom, So I'm not
yes,
really looking to bid for anything. I want my price and my price.
yeah.
Hmm.
It is a lot of work because one, you have to have your business structure right.
Yeah.
Reading that contract, because I read the USPS contract. When I tell you I was knee deep in paper for a full weekend, just getting everything structured, make sure I had this and make sure it was lined out how they had what they wanted. And then I emailed it to them and they was like, oh, this is not for a box truck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
So I
Yeah,
mean, I'm open to it. Don't get me wrong. I just haven't seen an opportunity that makes sense yet. But I'm
right.
definitely open to it.
Yeah, gotcha.
Have you had
Um,
problems with
Go ahead, Sheree.
claims? Have you had problems with like claims
Yeah.
or damage?
Yeah. The number one thing I replace is TVs. I
Yeah.
replace a lot of televisions.
Really?
Especially in the beginning.
Um,
In the beginning, of course, when you're learning, man, the couches. Yeah, there was a lot of claims. A lot of claims.
yes.
But
I can.
now. now it's with proper training and experience, you kind of learn how to maneuver those furnitures, but those tight spaces, man.
Man, we went
Yeah.
through that. We went through that with Lowe's. We had a Lowe's contract, and just like you said in the
Yeah.
beginning, oh, we was racking it up. We- I flipped the whole
Yeah.
refrigerator. On somebody's porch, off somebody's porch. So yeah, I salute you on what you're doing because I know I've been in New York and I see how those just getting up every morning knowing I'm finna move in New
Yeah.
York is intimidating. So hats off to you, man.
Yeah, you might put a hole in somebody's wall, you know.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I know that's a whole
Or
nother
or
side.
not connecting the hose, or not connecting the hose.
And I hate when people.
Connecting
I
the
did,
hose in washing machine.
man. I did that. I forgot. I
Flooding the
forgot to put.
apartment.
Yeah, I forgot to put the clamp on that back on the refrigerator. I mean, on the washing machine, and they cranked it up, baby.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yes, that's what I heard.
Three.
That's what I heard they
Allegedly.
happened. Yeah, allegedly. So
Have
I,
you ever thought about Final Mile?
Yeah, yeah, I thought about it, and that was even with my last partnership. That was, I guess, he wanted to really go final mile. He loved final mile, but I just loved the moving. I wanted to stay moving, so it was like we wasn't seeing eye to eye. And he's still doing final miles to this day, so we still
Really?
cool. Yeah, we still cool,
yeah.
but you know, he
Them
just
rates are probably different in New York than they were in Texas, because ours was like $35 a delivery.
I don't even know, man, about the race really out here. I just knew like we had some contracts, and when I was looking at what they was paying per week out here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, we was doing that daily with the moving the whole week. You do three, four jobs on the truck in a day,
Yeah.
stack it all day. We was doing so I was just in love with
Ooh.
that. I was like, no, I need to do this,
Those are those apartment
Yeah.
moves, huh?
Yeah, the apartment moves, small, two-bedroom moves, two-bedroom
Mm-hmm.
apartments.
Yeah.
You could do one eight in the morning to 11:30. You could get another one
Mm-hmm.
12 to 2 to 3. You get another one. You could
Uh-huh.
stack it out. And
Yeah.
then in moving
Yeah.
season, that's we talk about 700 each, six, seven, 800 each.
Yeah.
Eesh.
Yeah,
Ah.
Yeah.
Ah. That
yeah,
Tylenol at the end of the day, though. That Tylenol at the end of the day,
yeah,
though. Ooh.
yeah, yeah,
Ooh. That's all I'm saying.
definitely.
Oh,
But the season's only 120 days as far as like when it's real heavy.
When
when
is
it's
the
on
busy season for moving?
Yeah, I would say for
now.
me, it starts like April. Yeah, from April
Season?
to September 30th.
Okay. Got you.
Okay.
Got
That
you.
time, of course, May, June, July is where we make the bulk of the money. Most of the
With
money from the year might come these 4 months.
mm-hmm.
So, as far as the moving industry, do you think people underestimate it or anything like that? Like,
Yeah, I think a lot of people who come into the business think is very easy.
mm-hmm.
They think it's easy, but like once you step into like the higher tier customers, you're gonna get more claims. So if you're doing like college students and stuff, they buying secondhand stuff sometimes. They're not gonna care if you like nick the dresser.
Right.
It's already nicked up already. But as you get the
Mm-hmm.
better clientele and you're doing the more brand new stuff, they
Mm-hmm.
on your heels and they watching it. So a lot of people think it's easy and it's not. And even customers think it's easy, but when they see us pull up and they see how much work we put in, they're like, "Oh my gosh, yeah."
Yeah.
So
They say that
Yeah.
one
Do
it's
you?
hard.
phrase.
It's hard work.
They say that one phrase. I didn't know I had this much stuff.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
heard that every day. I didn't know
Yeah.
I had this much stuff. Really?
Yeah. We just moved my mom.
yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, she said
cellars,
it too.
the garage, the attics, the secret rooms. you know.
The stuff that ain't packed.
Yeah,
It's always those little odds and ends that be lingering around.
yeah. And we get a lot of hoarder houses out here too. So those is interesting in its own. Like, I mean, real hoarder situations.
So do
Yeah,
y'all charge more for
Yeah.
that type of move since it's more stressful, like like a hoarder's
Yeah,
house?
definitely. And definitely hourly. Like anybody who's starting, I would say you definitely want to charge hourly because a lot of people try to do flat rate and get burnt. So I did that a few
No.
times.
yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
like give somebody a flat rate, then you there all day, and then they don't respect your time because it's a flat rate. You know, when you charge them by the hour, you get there, they
Yeah, they.
prepared, they ready, and they're
Yeah,
watching the clock. They try to get you out of there.
trying to
You
get you out
know.
of there. You're right. Yeah. So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Uh, do you prefer to pack them sometimes, or do you feel like if they pack and when they don't prepare the boxes right, it's harder for the move?
It depends. It depends because, like I said, every customer is different. So some customers is more problematic than others. But those customers, I want them packed, and I want to be in and out. I don't even want to be here too
Mm-hmm.
long. But
Exactly.
if we could pack it, of course, that's more hours for us. That's more time for
Exactly.
us. We make more money
Yeah.
if we could actually pack it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, but then you take in more liability. If something
Yeah.
breaks in
Right.
the box, they're gonna say, compared to if they packed it, it's like, man, we ain't packing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're right. You're right.
They got somebody to blame. If you're doing
Yeah.
everything for me, they got somebody they could blame.
Exactly, man. You're right.
Yeah.
You're
So
right.
So
Some come up missing. Go
let
ahead,
me
babe.
ask you this: if somebody was listening and they wanted to start their own moving company, because I know what it takes to start a box truck. You need your own authority. You need particular type insurance. What did you need to start your moving company? As far as did you need to get the MC and your DOT number? Did you have
no.
to what type of insurance? How were you able to rent your U-Haul truck?
Yeah. So I know every state is definitely different. I know some states is more regulated than others. So New York is really not that regulated as far as it's nobody like pulling the truck over and giving tickets or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just started. The easiest way I would tell somebody to start is definitely labor only. Labor only gives you, you just it lets you learn the business. That's how I learned it.
Give you a
I
Mm-hmm.
have the
blueprint.
customer rent the truck, and yeah, the customer rents the truck. They handle driving, they handle everything. We just pull up with the muscle. We load the truck, we unload the truck.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Mm,
with the rentals, you go. Yeah, I think it's fairly easy. Get the U-Haul rental. Make sure you get the insurance. I mean, Penske is way better than U-Haul.
Gotcha.
Penske is way better than U-Haul. As far as the price per mile and everything, you're gonna get a better deal. I think U-Haul, once you learn the game, you could do U-Haul. I feel like because U-Haul is way more expensive, and if you get stuck with the U-Haul, you'll get burnt. Or if it's $1.99 a mile. So if you
Really?
driving too far, you're gonna get burnt. On the U-Haul.
$2 a
ain't that nah.
mile. I didn't even know we
Yeah.
paid mileage for U-Haul.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's why I said Penske's definitely the best option.
Yeah,
You get a commercial rate, you can get it down to like 18 cents a mile.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So basically, you're telling me if somebody say I want to start a moving company, they don't have to do the MC and DOT, but they do need to have the insurance coverage to cover the client's items, correct? What type
Yes.
of insurance do you have to get to cover their items?
Well, you gotta get cargo insurance.
Cargo. Okay.
Yeah. And for me, to get into this high-rise buildings, you gotta have general liability insurance, workers'
Okay.
comp, umbrella, and an
Gotcha.
umbrella. That's for the fancy buildings. So that's kind
Gotcha.
of that's kind of my advantage right now. A lot of movers that's doing it, rogue, don't have those insurances, so they can go into like Times Square, into the Empire State Building. They can move. So,
Gotcha.
That's
Gotcha.
crazy.
but
And
That's
that's
so
crazy.
what
but that's
type
for New
of
York.
right,
That's for
so
New
what
York.
type of
Yeah.
yeah, that's for New York. So what type of what do you call it that you need? A dolly, blankets.
Yes, yes. So
Equipment.
I'll definitely $4 or $5, $4 or $5. Lots of blankets, high quality blankets,
High quality blankets.
shrink
High
wrap.
quality.
Yeah, yeah, not the
They
thin,
got some that's
not the thin
fragile,
stuff.
baby. They got some that's fragile. Don't get burnt.
What do you do to like protect their house? Because I know when we were doing the appliance, I had bought something like put on the doors so they wouldn't like scratch the doors. Remember that, Sharif?
Yeah, yeah. That
I don't know
it
if he
was a
still got
thing.
it. It was like a
Yeah,
guard.
it was like a thing that
We
a little
don't really
thing.
do too much. We don't really do too much on the house. I mean,
Okay.
besides maybe the runners for the floors, if it's a nice floor,
Mm-hmm.
we just
Mm.
try to avoid the walls and but of course wrapping the furniture also helps with
Gotcha.
the sharp edges like piercing through the walls and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Do you
Yeah.
take pictures? Like, do you take pictures after you deliver or any like in case like
Before and
I don't
Not
after.
know.
now, not
Gotcha.
now. Yeah, but not now. But I just got a new CRM. I
What's
don't know.
CRM?
It's customer relationship management. It's like a software.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a software that handles all your emails. It handles. I can't really explain it, but it automates a lot of stuff. It
Gotcha.
automates a lot of stuff. So with that, we are fixing up our system. So I plan to get those type of pictures and just more
Hmm.
proof for the claims.
Correct.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Exactly.
another big problem I must say is chargebacks.
Yes.
Chargebacks. Some people change their mind 3 months later, or they might be going through a certain situation and they try a
To get
chargeback.
their money back on their
They
credit
try to get
card.
the money back. So just having the right documentations. I don't,
Okay.
I haven't lost a chargeback yet. You know.
So in other words,
Mm.
they pay with a card. You drive off, and then a day later they dispute that charge.
Yes, and for me, it haven't even been a day later. Sometimes been like 3 weeks for it just come out. It's just out the blue. It's just out the blue.
Man,
So that's
that's
why I
got
figured maybe something happened.
Like cash only.
yeah, because that's worse. I hate when you remember Telly when I delivered that load and for that other company, and it was a bad broker that they sent me on, and I didn't get paid for that run. But
Yeah.
I can imagine doing a move. That's sweat. I sweated a little bit on them too, but that's
Yeah,
with furniture.
That's very physical. And you
Yeah.
gonna
yeah,
try to get a charge back and you living in the house that I just moved you to.
yeah.
Mm.
So I mean, I learned. We got burnt. You learn your lessons, but right now it's just proper documentation and you know a lot of the texting. I actually rather text than speak to them on the phone
Yeah.
because I want it all written. You
All
know.
that written down.
Exactly. You right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You
Uh-huh.
right.
So yeah, so I get off the phone with them and I tell them I'm about to ask you everything that we just spoke about. I'm about to ask you right now, you know. So that's one
Hmm.
way I've been fighting it, the text message, you know. And
That's
Gotcha.
smart.
yeah.
That's smart.
So do you have any other type stories to share where you had like a really bad customer or anything like that?
I mean, yeah, I done seen everything and I don't know. I've seen the dirtiest houses, to we had to reject moves because
Really?
you walk in there and it's just you just can't do it. It's like every single bug possible is in there.
Well,
It's like
well, let's
we moved the couch, spiders. It was like 100 spiders just ran out. It was just weird.
Oh my goodness.
well,
Yeah.
brother, I wanna
So
ask you a real interesting question. Now, I remember one time when I was moving, every now and then a customer will be too friendly, or they will be excited to see us and did a little advertising. Has that ever happened to you guys where, the customer was excited to have male company, and was being inappropriate?
Yeah, I seen that
Yeah,
happen. I
yeah,
know my guys told me stories. My guys told me stories about stuff
yeah.
like that.
Yes, I'm telling
Definitely.
you. Oh, all of a sudden oh,
You'll be
I'm sorry.
surprised.
Good morning. Good morning. Come on in, and you acting like you just woke up, but you ain't. Now it's noon, and you still like that. You still walking around this noon. I'm like, oh Lord, we couldn't wait to go back and get more furniture.
Yeah. They asking you to chill after the move. It's weird. Some people asking you to chill after the
Exactly.
move. And
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
We're gonna open up another podcast, after dark podcast for those stories.
there's a lot of stories, but yeah, I think, I mean, I have stories where we got jerked, like with with one of my contracts, we did a big move, and it's with through U-Haul. To get
Hmm.
paid, you gotta get the 6-digit code from the customer, and we gotta plug it in. I sent two new guys. I told them to get the code. I told them the code is like cash. If you leave without the code, it's like leaving the envelope, because if
Hmm.
we don't have the code, we don't get paid, and the
Yeah.
customer could still cancel the job. So what they left, I said, what's the code? They said, oh, boss, we forgot the code. And like 20 minutes away now. As soon as I called the customer and said, could you send the code? Literally 30 seconds later, she cancels the job and said,
Oh.
we never came. The job is done, you know? So you have like a lot of people is looking to get over. And this particular job, we loaded her stuff into a U-Haul from a storage. And
Mm-hmm.
she's going to Connecticut. So we have no address for her because it was a storage unit and she's leaving the state. So she just said, screw them, you know?
So
Oh
did you
So
get paid or you
no.
didn't get paid?
I didn't get paid on that one. I did get paid. Normally, I send a collections letter and threaten to take them to court, but we had no address for her. We had nothing for her because the pickup site was the storage unit.
Was the storage unit?
Yeah.
Ooh, did they get fired after that?
Nah, they didn't get fired. I actually took a loss because I still paid them for the day, and
Yeah, yeah. Because they
and
was
they
probably
didn't get
good
fired.
workers. They was
You
probably
know,
good workers, just forgot that little thing to
yeah,
say.
it was a mistake.
It was a must, and they didn't do it again,
Yeah,
I bet.
yeah, I didn't do it again because I threatened
Yeah,
not to pay them. But then I'm like, it's hard to find good people too. So it's like I
exactly,
just gotta take that
exactly,
loss.
exactly. Oh man,
Yeah.
patience,
So
baby.
your busy season is April to like September. What do you do outside of the business season to
I
keep
mean,
revenue coming in?
we still get jobs
Okay.
throughout the year. It's just not at the same volume. And I've been doing junk removal also.
Okay.
So junk
Okay.
removal I actually like it better than moving. As far as profit wise, the margins is better, and a lot of most junk removal jobs I could go by myself
Gotcha.
because it's trash.
Mhm.
I'm talking about big couches. I'm just dragging it into the junk. It's
Yeah, you ain't
trash.
got to worry about the
So
white glove treatment.
yeah, yeah. So it's more profitable because I don't got to bring 4 people, and I'm
Sure.
charging way more.
Oh,
So and then I'm looking for other upsells too for the. I'm trying other stuff like cleaning and stuff like that.
Like cleaning houses?
Yeah, well, some we are slowly rolling it out. Because
okay.
I got the customer avatar, like we pay for the lead. I got the customer, so it's just like kind of upsells
Mm-hmm.
that I'm working on. Even like TV mountain. I feel like if we added TV mountain after we moved them in,
Yeah.
I sent somebody there, we do 3 rooms. It's like
Mm,
I have the custom even if I don't do it, I have an idea of like teaming up with somebody who have a company that do TV mountain. I just send them those customers and they give me a little kickback or something like that.
gotcha,
That's
gotcha.
a good idea.
Cause
So it's really
Or
I
about
got their
putting
finding
things
that
customers.
together. Putting
Yeah.
things together.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sharif. I'm sorry.
No, no, you're good. It's really about finding that
Yeah.
beam when it comes down to mounting a television, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not hard. I just don't want to do it because I know how some people is picky. You gotta be very detailed, when you go to people's house. So I don't
Yeah.
personally want to do it. but I don't mind somebody who does this and they're comfortable with doing it, telling them, look, I got the customers, because I just want to find more ways to get more money out of my current customers because moving is expensive. You're gonna spend about $150 to $200 to get a customer,
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
acquire the lead,
that is a
you
good
know.
way to put a spotlight on your company by saying, "Hey, I can also offer a service that'll mount these TVs for you while we're moving you in." You know what I'm trying to say? Because they will want that.
Yeah, yeah. And even with the cleaning, it's not full house cleaning, but it's more like moving cleaning.
Yeah.
Like before the move happened, the crew go in and clean the whole crib, clean the whole house, sorry. And then like if you're moving out, it's a move out clean to make sure you get your security
The
deposit.
deposit.
Yeah, so
Correct.
they come, they clean the fridges. Yeah.
That's a good
Gotcha.
idea.
That's a
Like
damn
I
good
said,
idea.
putting things together. Because single women, we will pay for convenience.
Yes.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. I don't know
Mhm.
how to put nothing together. I'm not even
Yeah.
about to try to put nothing together.
Yeah, we tried partnerships. I remember back in the days when Sears was around, we had a partnership like that. We used to put all the household stuff together for them. I
Really?
see Wayfair have that same deal going on right now, so I kind of just applied for that just to keep the
Mhm.
guys working. You know,
Why
just
you
keep
going
hours in
in?
the
Yeah, exactly.
Have you tried like the mom and pop like furniture stores or appliance stores or something like that?
for delivery.
Yeah,
No, I haven't. I haven't. Like I plan to sort it out. I haven't really. I did it for certain companies, but it just like landed on my lap. I didn't
go and
go
and
get it.
and
Mm.
yeah, because I think the busy season is like November, December.
Oh,
You
for the
know when
furniture
for or appliance.
appliance.
Because remember we
Okay.
did Lowe's, Sharif, it
Yeah,
was like November, December.
yeah. Well,
They
that's
yeah, those
all
after
those
Thanksgiving
sales.
sales.
Yeah, Black Fridays and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It was a good two
Huh?
months,
I plan.
three
I plan to
months.
get into final mile. I look at like I do want to do some final mile stuff, especially during the slow season. So I definitely want to get into final mile. And
Gotcha.
somebody was telling me about the appliances, like just doing the delivering the fridges and stuff. It might have been a Lowe's contract.
It's not that
Mm.
easy. That's all I
I
can tell
know.
you.
I
And the
know. That's why.
customer is always right. That's why I was like,
Mm.
go to a mom and pop.
Yeah.
Go to a mom and pop and,
Man,
and and set something up with them.
the anxiety I had, every day walking in there hoping there were no refrigerators waiting on me. Jesus. And if it was, I wanted those little small apartment refrigerators. I was slanging those. I put that up on the
Yeah.
shelf. No, sir. No,
Yeah.
sir.
I can imagine trying to bring those up the. I wouldn't want to bring no fridge up 3 flights of stairs. You
Man.
know, even some people who move, they got a fridge. I'm like, why do you have a fridge? you know, it's like they
Yeah,
in an apartment. The apartment came with a fridge, but they got a second fridge in there. And they're like, yeah,
right.
I'm taking the fridge. I'm like, oh man, we on the 6th floor. Like, oh man, you taking the
Stairs?
fridge?
Stairs?
The
No
stairs,
elevator?
yep.
Oh,
And
flights.
it's not even the stairs. This is that the stairs are so tight. The stairs is not even an issue if you have space. It's just
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
tight.
And you got to turn. Whoever invented
Turn and
kitchens on the
flip.
second floors, all kitchens need to be on the ground. All stoves on the ground, first floor.
That's
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
the law.
So you use like the referrals, I mean the leads, you pay for leads to find customers. You do Facebook leads or anything like that or Instagram or
Right now, I'm doing Instagram and TikTok, but those is not really for leads. Those is just kind of like brand awareness, just
huh?
staying to people's
Yeah,
faces. I don't really get too much phone calls from those. But good free ways to get jobs that still work for me is Facebook groups,
Facebook
right?
groups.
So I'm
Mhm.
in I'm in a million mom of Hempstead, mothers of Brooklyn, mothers of this, fathers,
Mm,
moms and dad of Long Island. I'm in all those groups, and right at the end of the month, you'll see so many people asking, "Hey, I'm moving. Do you know somebody?" And I'm just, it,
You right there.
yeah,
mm.
I'm DMing everybody, and I
So
still,
you're doing all of that. Do you not have like an assistant to help you with managing that?
yeah, I have well, I have. I'm doing all of that. I'm doing all of that. But I have a call center. So when I run the ads, like when I run the ads, the paid ads, all of that goes to the call center. So I'm not booking the jobs. I'm not talking to the customers no more.
Gotcha. Because I'm about
Yeah.
to pay for a virtual assistant to help manage our mailboxes and our social media for me
Yeah.
because I got too many hats right now.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I had to. I was picking up the calls on the job, and I'm not closing the leads because I'm busy. I'm in the truck. I'm going up 4 flights of stairs. I'm on the phone huffing, trying to close this lead, and I'm
Yeah,
messing it up, and I'm paying for it. So I was like, you know what? Let me just get the call center, and that's their job.
that's
You know,
smart. That's smart. Look at you, Mr. Businessman.
I mean, he said everything you try to do to improve the business, it's hard at first because at first it eats the profits, it eats the extra money. So
But
just
sometimes you got to spend that money
yeah,
to make it easier, easier for you and then easier for your customers. Because, in my opinion, when I have to hunt and find you, you're not
yeah,
responding to me, I'm moving on to the next one, right?
yeah,
And
Mm,
I know personally, whenever I'm looking for a service, I go look on TikTok. Like anything I'm looking for, I look for a wax lady. I search hashtag wax Houston and found me a new wax lady. So
yes,
it to me it's very good to have your social media presence. It's very good to have those assistants because you're out there doing it. Maybe you need to look into a social media manager who can, because you might be missing out on money because you're
yes,
moving somebody and somebody's looking for somebody.
definitely,
mhm,
definitely. And with the leads, it's speed to lead. So if you pay a lead for 18, if you pay, let's say $25 for this lead, and you
Mm-hmm.
can't call this lead in the next 30 minutes, you basically just wasted your money because
Correct.
the reason you got this lead because this person's on Google, they filled the form. So, if they call you, you don't pick up, they call somebody else. Like you
Yeah.
just said. So if you don't respond in about like right now we try to respond in like I want to respond in 45 seconds when the lead come in. I want to
Right.
keep you from continuing your search. I don't
mm,
want you,
mhm.
calling nobody else. So the speed to
Yeah.
lead is very important.
I'm using Fiverr to find my virtual assistant. So
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
yeah,
I
you
use
can look on.
Fiverr
I don't know.
too.
You use Fiverr too? Yeah.
Yeah, I use
So
Fiverr,
I'm
I
using
use
that.
Upwork. I use Fiverr
Okay.
and Upwork.
So as we get ready to get close to closing out, if you had to start over today with nothing, what would you do first?
If I had to start the moving company with
Mm-hmm.
nothing, like I said, I would if I was selling somebody, I would tell them sign up with U-Haul, moving help. That's labor only. And then I would say get your website. You gotta get your website and a phone, like a Ring Central line, and just advertise. And just advertise. Um, yeah, door
Gotcha.
hangers. I like door hangers. Is
Mm-hmm.
a good
Mm,
cheap way to advertise. Like print media still works. So
mm.
I would say get 1,000 door hangers from Staples and just put it on every door in your neighborhood,
And see,
and get a
and
customer.
you see Telly how he talks like he's from New York. Not just the sound, but the strategy. Door hangers. No, we wouldn't think about that
Yeah.
where
Door
we live
hangers.
because everything is so broad. You'll be walking for miles trying to, what's it? But everything is right
Yeah,
there. He can do that in a building, and everybody's in that one building. You just go to floor to
yeah,
floor, dropping hanger. So yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
yeah.
Exactly.
But then
Exactly.
if somebody was from Houston, I would tell them use EDDM, the post office. So you
Hmm.
could
Okay.
just put it on the mail route and have the mailman do it. He's already doing that route anyway. So
Got
have
you.
him
Okay
go
then.
house to
Oh,
house and put
Oh,
it out for you.
okay. See, that's
I didn't
that's it
know
right
about
there.
that either.
Exact. Me
Yeah.
neither. And we in the side. But go ahead.
Well, we don't. I mean, that's not one of our business. That's not our business.
Yeah,
So we
that's
wouldn't even. Because
yeah.
what you're telling me, I didn't know y'all could pay for leads. I'm like, oh, you pay for
I know.
leads.
Because you remember when
Okay.
Yeah.
we started off moving and advertising for moving, and I was going in apartment complexes, you know, door to door. And remember I told you I
But
walked
I
the
didn't know we
neighborhood?
could pay. We could have paid for leads, but we
I
could have
Yeah.
know.
paid for leads while we was letting our authority age. I didn't know.
But I was
Yeah.
telling you to
I
get a
didn't know.
Thumbtack,
podcast
Angie's
so
List.
we can find out.
See, the
I
podcast give you the
told you.
free education, right?
I told her. I
Like,
told her.
Well, the fact that you don't own a truck and you're doing it in a rental truck is good for somebody who don't have the money to put up to buy a truck yet. You know what I
Mm,
mean? I would recommend to you some of the classes that I've taken. Get you a banker, have a banker relationship, find you a
yeah,
good bank and go in with a business plan. You might get some money, you
yeah,
know. Look into grants because you are creating jobs in your community. That's free money. It is a lot of work. With you being a
yeah.
one man show trying to do everything, you might not have the time, but it's free money. I've got over 20,000 in grants. I'm going to tell
Okay.
anybody free money is there. Free money is there.
yeah, get with her
So,
on that.
how can somebody find you, Joe?
Me, I'm on every platform is Charles Family Moving. That's on Instagram, that's on TikTok, Facebook, and the website. I plan to do a YouTube. I plan to do a YouTube. I have an idea of a kind of YouTube. It's almost like a reality show that I want to do.
I mean, if you seen that apartment, that's a hoarder apartment. I mean, I'm tuning in because I watch hoarders
Yeah.
anyway.
Say man,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. Moving in is I'm sure it's not like any other city of moving. So you see more than anybody in a short period of time. So
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
definitely. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. Anytime you want to come back, you know how to reach me. And I appreciate you for joining.
Thanks for
Thank you.
having me. Thanks for
Thank
having me.
you.
All
All
right.
righty. Thank you.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.